Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking boxy letters, which, even if stereotypically is a Chinese one, this week we're going through some real boxy ones, starting with just about box, which means mouth in Chinese, somehow transformed from a cooking pot. Now we have two boxes, and almost like recursive imagery of two mirrors, right? Like it gets one mirror and then you look back and it gets smaller, 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 almost lead to kind of infinity sense, right? With these two boxes nested together. And I think given the space and how the granularity our eyes can differentiate, I think two boxes probably is a good amount. Imagine put three, that would be overwhelming. But I guess two, as in in many occasions, Chinese use repetition of two of them to represent a lot that we came across, like Bing, ice, where we use this two, breaking surface when ice increases volume, change from water to ice, we have this breakage, we just use two of those to symbolize the phenomenon. Net, we use two crosses, two X's to show you the structure of the net. We don't need to draw out the whole net. So here, again, it's something recursive. The Chinese just give you the clue of two to let you figure out the rest of them and what that could be. Okay, it's pronounced as a hui, means return. And return in English doesn't really do justice to this character because it's more than just return. It's more, okay, return, if there is a return, it means that you're going out or come back, right? So it's bi-directional at most. Like when you say return, there is a departure and they're assuming there is a departure first and then you're going to have a return, right? It's two-directional. However, you see this box is way more than two directions. It's at least four directions, right? Boxes. And even if we use four directions, like box, breathing, right? We have four. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Even if we have that structure, it's sufficient for some occasions, but I'm pretty sure there are even more complicated situations. It's more than just four sizes or four size or four dimensions. It could be way more. And you see 2,000 years ago's 说文解字, the same box inside a box. And here we can see it has nothing to do with cookie pot anymore, like the mouse symbol. Even if today in simplified Chinese and traditional Chinese, both look the same. This is a mouse symbol without the inside box. However, the origin, when we look back, it has nothing to do with the cooking pot representation. In fact, earlier version than this 说文解字, this is probably 2,000 years ago. This is probably 1,500 years ago. And this is contemporary, like last century, simplified further. This even further, more than 2,000 years ago, version, which I assume, if you tune into this program, probably are interested in learning more about Chinese, like me, that you probably have noticed this shape in some of the museum pieces or architecture decorations, some, especially the beam. It's made of wood, make it a rectangle, and then on the side, may carve into this shape. What is this shape? It looks like a maze, right? You get in from here and get in there. But visually, it looks like a maze. It could very likely mean something spiraling. And we all know spiral is a real thing in nature. It's reoccurring with different diameters, right? But each one leads to the next round, either spiraling, get tighter and tighter, or spiral out, get wider and wider. So this is a spiral shape abstraction to this, two boxes. Instead of showing this recursiveness, almost like endless, right? Depends on how far or deep you want to go. We just use two layers to show the rest of them. And then today we simplified into that. So I would say, even if in contemporary Chinese, they end up looking the same, two boxes nested, but the origin totally came from different places. One is basic instinctual needs to feed ourselves in a cooking pot. Another one is a way more higher cognitive human brain thing that we recognize this spiral, this recursiveness in nature. And we use two boxes nowadays to express that. Okay, 荡气回肠. Okay, this is a very interesting expression. I, again, didn't talk too much about it because I learned this expression in context. So I know the whole thing, what that means. But I never look inside of why it means that. Okay, 荡气, 荡, like shake. Okay, we use this oscillating movement as 荡. 气, air. We talked about qi a few weeks ago. Air is essential to Chinese understanding of energy flow. From the atmosphere's air to inside our breathing, we use the same air because we recognize we share the same air. And that air actually is how energy can flow, right? So 荡气, shake your air. Is one thing, and 回肠, 回, we know it's spiraling. It doesn't mean go out and come back. It's not like breathing, okay? Breathing is out, in, out, in. It's two directional, right? Even if we can make it artificially as box breathing, but for the most part, it's just out and in. 回肠, here, it doesn't mean, okay, especially if you know what 肠is, it means your intestines. This is, if you see this moon-looking shape, that's body parts. So this intestines doesn't come out and go and come back. It's not like that. It's actually Chinese understanding of how our gut works. It's kind of like a snake spiraling inside you. And Chinese also associate many of our emotional responses to associate that to gut feeling from early on. From this expression, it shows that 荡气, energy flow, and 回肠means this spiraling feeling inside your gut, like something stirring your gut. And that express the audience response to good music, good storytelling, good movies or love stories, or however, whatever can move you. We use 荡气回肠. 妙手回春. Okay, 妙手 means skillful, dexterous, hands. 回春, this one is more like return to the spring. So Chinese use spring to mean youthfulness, to mean you're at the prime time of your health. So 妙手回春 is our attribute to, or our appreciation to the artful or skillful treatment from Chinese doctors back then. Whoever can give you the right kind of treatment, and especially if it involves a hand, that means a certain operation is done on you. It's not just Chinese medicine to give you a bunch of herbs as a slow cure, but this is probably more operational cure. I don't exactly know what, okay. My dad shared a story with me about acupuncture. Talks about a child. When he was a child, he had tooth pain. Of course, it was infection. And dental care was not that popular back then. Was not a thing back then in China. And he got treated by acupuncture. This old lady who kind of touched the side of his head face. And then, and he felt kind of a current of cool air almost, or fluid, wipe out the pain. And of course, it's a temporary fix. It kind of touch, not sure if it's a nerve or something, something released inside your body to cure infection at a point, to wipe out the pain. So that kind of thing, the Chinese do have this operational touch. That's why it's a very hand. It's almost like a craft that you have to know the anatomy so well, know the individual differences, apply it, the right technique or puncture through the right point to cure, like instantly cure whatever is the need. So 回春 means return our spring prime health status. Okay, 下回分解. Here, this 回 actually means book chapters. Or in today's podcast age is episode. 下回分解 talks about a storyteller's closure of the episode and will say, okay, what's going to happen next? 请听下回分解. So let's listen. Please wait till the next chapter, episode, 分解, separate and dissect, that I'm going to tell you what's going on next. All right, so there we go. 回. Thank you for your time. See you another day.